Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Flash Zellow Fiction Done Fast, the show where I am very low in the camera. Let me fix it. The show where I take a bunch of writing prompts from my friends, creative writing friends, and I write a bunch of one-page short stories. So, I do it for your entertainment. And yours alone, Gregory. So, here we are. How is everybody doing today? Hopefully not too bad. Just scarfed down some lunch to, before hopping on the stream. Oh, hope everyone's doing okay on this day of days. Scarlet, relaxing. How are you? I'm okay. Oh man. I look forward to watching that on playback to just see me read "How are you?" and then just immediately stare off into the middle distance. Just completely trail off whatever I was saying. Like, 1,000-yard stare. That's how I am. Yep, I believe you. What, that I'm gonna go back and watch that and feel a little bit of... Oh, come on. It's stupid. There we go. Aha! I fixed it. But now I'm very low. Boy, that has layers. Anyways. But here's something kind of exciting. I don't know, I showed Lil Druid, I don't know if she's in the chat yet, but I picked up the, like a smaller thing. I picked up this because I've been playing The Witcher, and I've been also just spending a lot of time, wow, I am low. I was watching a lot of Critical Role, and then I started playing The Witcher, which I've never had the time to actually sit down and play. My god, there's a lot of that game. Anyways, but I did pick this up because I thought this would be another kind of tool in the tool chest to go along with my fantasy book that I haven't worked on in about two years. I took a break and I wrote my horror novel, and now I'm very tired of editing that, so my brain is like, but what if we went back to the other project? So as long as I just ping pong between the two, eventually I'll finish one of them completely. But yeah, no, I got the Witcher, and I got the World of Ice and Fire for Game of Thrones. And, this one's not as exciting, but I've got an Atlas to World of Warcraft. So just all of these I'm using to rip off and add to my fantasy world, so. Okay. Hello. So anybody else have Ninja Sex Party stuck in their head? Because that one over there downloaded the new album and is definitely all that's been playing in my head in repeat. Oh, she's got her headphones and she doesn't know.
What?
That I'm blaming you for Ninja Sex Party being stuck in my head.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's just thunder and lightning over and over again for me right now.
That was yesterday morning for me, so you're welcome.
I do not feel welcome. I do not like this gift. 'Cause there was thunder and lightning. Anyways. Well, now I got a couple of folk floating around. I'm going to go through, read my prompts, and then go from there. So, see what we come up with. Renegade Radio gave us the exploration of class warfare and inequality that takes place night in the museum style in a big furniture outlet store between sentient pieces of furniture. No humans allowed. Think Snowpiercer, but in an RC Willy. And we have Eggplant, Furious, and Catastrophe. We've got the tone prompt based on Ushag Veg Rui, which is an old Celtic song. President finds I was fired via Twitter. I was intently snorting crack when I hit my head on the stool. Oh my god, I just had an idea for this line. Okay, I'm gonna run with this one, but I'm gonna read the rest first. After a world-shattering natural... Oh, I actually wrote that one. I forgot. There's thunder and lightning. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boo do 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 do. Okay, a deep and meaningful conversation between two people, but every single thing they say is a painfully cliched movie line you never want to hear again, such as, "They want a war. We'll give them a war." Or, "Straight to business. I like that." A deeply disillusioned office drone prepares to shoot up his workplace, only to discover that all of his coworkers have had that exact same idea at the exact same time, including his boss. The butterfly effect. A dropped nickel leads to the arrest of a serial killer. A job interview for a medieval executioner. The Greek god of forgetfulness. So, but I had an idea for this one, so we're just going to jump on that. Oh, where are we? 65, 66. Go us. There we go. That feels a little better, except now... Oh no. Oh no. There's an earthquake happening, and that's why the camera's shaking. Thunder and lightning. I don't know if Shakespearex is floating around. I didn't message him, but... we're around the corner from like a little ATV store, so they're always testing... they're going for test drives around our neighborhood, and it gets very loud. So the reason I brought up Shakespeare X, who I don't believe is floating around, is I'm about to make a reference to his rosé sauce. Is rosé capitalized? Hey, Cassie.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking about my rosé sauce,
Mm-hmm.
is that capitalized or not? Is that a title for something? Does anyone know?
I think it's just a type of sauce. I don't think you need to capitalize it.
Okay, that's fine. So, this story is going to have, okay, I'm gonna end up on some kind of watch list because I keep having to look up shit about crack. First, I had to look up what's the difference between crack and cocaine, just to remind myself. guys. Hey there, welcome back. We're all good, aren't we? So, took the prompt. I was intently snorting crack when I hit my head on the stool. And I turned it into this story. And I have to be completely honest. Several parts of this are true. This is about 3 real-life stories put together. Anyways. I was intently snorting crack when I hit my head on the stool. Was, in fact, the wrong thing to say to the police officer at that exact moment, Sally realized, an instant too late to stop the words from leaving her mouth. Fortunately for her, this inane babbling was couched between, as far as she could remember, the statement, "Eventually all bridges go west," and crying, literally with tears and snot and shit, "My rosé sauce!" By this point, only mere moments into their interaction, she had undoubtedly exhausted both officers' patience with her shenanigans, or her crack. Shame the night was ending this way. It had been such a lovely party, at least before she'd smacked her head on the stool in the bathroom. A lady only does crack in the bathroom after all, and then she was going to seduce Brandon Johnson Gilbert in that bathroom afterward. Not going to happen now. Not with the pigs in blue wandering the house rounding up the underagers, of which she was. Not that her fake ID would tell you that. She'd find that daft bastard who let them in and give him a good throttling after she escaped, which she should do. Police cars didn't go with her color. So, she did the only thing she could think of. Sally launched herself at the open kitchen window. She dove through the screen like a panther, on crack, before hitting the ground with a dull thud. What she hoped would be an elegant dive roll turned out to be more of a belly flop. Luckily, she was on crack. So she leapt to her feet, kicked off her heels, and bolted for the brick wall separating this yard from the next, heaving herself over it as the pigs gave chase. Too late, suckers! She launched over the next several walls until she fell into one Miss Pendleton's rosebush and, too exhausted to extricate herself from the thorns, passed the fuck out. So, what'd you guys think? Just putting this over in the blog. Sounds like a fun time. That was really fun. Scarlet Fury, I'm 90% sure that the diving out the window to escape the cops was a girl from your grade. I was friends with their brother. And she told me that story. And then was like, you cannot tell my brother about that. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, if I was gonna just tell you, I would have told you already. So I can't. I was sworn to secrecy. I will say this. Her brother has given me some prompts for this show. There, you can go pick through. See who that might be. Actually, and I didn't have time to do this, but the another story of a friend who escaped, she didn't escape the cops. She wandered away from a party, decided she was too tired. She decided she was too tired and climbed a tree in the neighbor's yard. So there was the party, she walked away from the party, realized she was too tired, climbed into the neighbor's tree, and passed out. That gives me an idea, but I'm not sure they were in my grade. Honestly, I can't tell anyone who wasn't in my grade. You all look the same to me. got that on the blog. But no, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Just the idea of a character. It was just the idea of, you know, saying that to the cops. And just kind of going where that took was the idea. Okay. So many prompts. I love it. I mean, I wish I had more, but... So I am curious. The Greek god of forgetfulness is just a prompt, but that there was one. I'm trying to. Let's see.
pronouncenames.com.
Oh fuck.
Lethe.
Lethe. So Lethe was the name of the Greek spirit of forgetfulness and oblivion with whom the river was also identified. So, it was a goddess. Identifies her as the goddess of the daughter of Eris, strife, and sister of Ponos, hardship, Lemos, starvation, Algea, pains, Simene, battles, Makai, wars, Phonoi, murders, I can't pronounce that, manslaughter, quarrels, lies, stories, disputes, lawlessness, ruin, and oath. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, just going down the rabbit hole on actual Greek mythology. Well, I do have an idea for this one, so we will see how that shapes out. What's that smell?
Bacon.
Oh, okay. I smell bacon at 3:38 in the afternoon. Weird. there, guys. Welcome back. So, this prompt was the Greek god of forgetfulness, which exists. So that took me a little bit extra time just because I was on Wikipedia and a couple of other sites just doing some very, very fast research. So, let's just jump into it. Lethe's feet were sore and her back arched. And her back ached. It was a long day, but a good one. She'd helped many souls down at the river, and she was proud. Washing away the memories of mortality was the least she could do for the dead. Home was up ahead, but she trailed to a stop some distance away, a sinking pit opening in her gut. Lights danced along the window to her mother's dining room. Sounds of laughter and song reached her ears even from this distance. She approached slowly, but it was no matter. Lethe already knew what she would find when she looked through that window. A Latin feast upon the dinner table with pork, lamb, beef, goat, chicken, veal, and rabbit. Mother, Eris, sat at the head of the table, surrounded by her many children. Ponos, Lemos, Algia, Hismine, Makai, Phonoi, Androxtaxai, Nikia, Sudia, Logoi, Amphilogia, Dysnomia, 8, and Horkos. History is complicated. But no Lethe. She set her jaw, clamping down on the urge to chuckle at her misfortune. The goddess of forgetfulness and oblivion, forgotten. And a demon is summoned. The goddess of forgetfulness and oblivion, forgotten by her own family. There was irony in that. She considered storming through the door and raging at them, but before the image could solidify, Lethe turned away. Nothing could be gained from storming through those doors. Instead, she walked the way she had come, retracing her own steps in the dirt, back to the river's edge. Her river, the river of forgetfulness. They joined, goddess and river, as she waded into its crystalline embrace. She strode into its waters until it came to her breast, cupped the frigid water in her small hands and brought it to her lips, and tasted oblivion. So what'd you think? Yeah? I'm glad you liked it. It was inspired by a true story where Mom and Dad forgot to call me for dinner. And it's not like the Greek gods were ever subtle about being slighted. About thunder and lightning. Yep, we got it on the blog. So, I'm glad you guys both liked it. That was fun. That was a little bit of a departure. I don't know what the prompt, what they were hoping I would write, or if they were hoping anything at all. Because when I first read it, I was like, oh, there could be like a fun little story in there about like basically Loki, but a guy who just makes people forget shit. And then I was like, wait, but I swear to God, this reminds me of something in Piers Anthony's Incarnations of Immortality series. I better Google it real fast. And then it was like, oh yeah, no, this is definitely a thing that already exists. So, I thought it would be more interesting to try. I mean, this is something, there was a gentleman, not a professor, but he was involved with my university, named Michael Barr, who did a TEDx talk. It's a lovely talk. I'll see if I can track it down. But he talks about how in order to have, in order to think outside the box, you have to have a box. So the best art is when you constrain yourself in some way and you say, okay, how am I going to make art within this box that's, I've established this box and now I have to think outside the box. And that's kind of a big part of my process, and that's a big part of, this whole stream. in a lot of ways is taking these prompts and, so there's the prompt, and then there's the structure, and then, also the fact that I'm doing it live. None of these have ever gone more than, I think, an hour and a half. And those are always the days that I'm, like, rambling on and chatting with you guys. So there's a time limit, there's a page limit, it's only, I think it's, like, 23 lines. So, I've got, like, half an hour and 23 lines, and I'm using somebody else's prompt. That's some pretty severe, and then for that story, I was like, okay, well, I'm only going to draw on stuff that that I can research in a very short amount of time. And I think that tends to make the stories better, because obviously I could just go off and, like, I could write a story about, I forgot my glasses, they were on top of my head, that kind of stuff. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think it's way more interesting when you sit down and you say, okay, what can't I do? Or what, what do I have to hit on my way to telling this story to make it more interesting for me, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, I'll see if I can track down the TEDx talk. I think it's great. He is a wonderful man. He is nothing but, like, just boundless Shakespeare and energy. So, he actually had some of the nicest things to say about my acting when I was at SUU, which is more than my professors ever said. So, I'm gonna end there. So, anyways, focused. That is all I have to say. That is all I have to write. And remember, no heroes in 2020. I had a thought, actually, about that the other day, and I don't remember what it was, but I will try and remember it, because Lil Druid and I talked about it rather extensively a little while ago, along with Totes Zombie. And I thought a really great thought about it, and it's escaping me. So, hold me to that. I'll keep thinking on it. No heroes in 2020. Bye, guys. See you... Fuck, what's today? Sunday. Monday. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.